McCarthy made the deal with Biden and Schumer called the Fiscal Responsibility Act. I'll just call that the FRA because we can't even call it fiscally responsible. So they agree to an FRA number. Then on top of the FRA spending number, McCarthy does $50 billion in secret side deals that he doesn't tell us, that he doesn't tell you, that he doesn't even tell other members of the House leadership team. So Johnson gets in, sits down. Schumer and Biden say, well, this is the freaking deal. It's what McCarthy agreed to. It's what we're going to hold you to. And Johnson successfully takes $20 billion-ish out of the $50 billion plus in side deals and claws that back. It takes another fairly big bite out of the IRS. So you've got conservative economists like Stephen Moore, who we have a very high opinion of in this office and on this program. Stephen Moore says this is savvy. This is this big win for Johnson that he clawed back this $20 billion of the McCarthy side deals. He's proving better than McCarthy and shrewd in that regard. And then the Wall Street Journal editorial board, who hate me, who totally disagree with the removal of McCarthy, even they say sheepishly that Mike Johnson cut a better deal than McCarthy. All of it, bottom line for you, it's not enough. It is not good enough. It is not even close to good enough. Okay, if we'd have gone to Kevin McCarthy and said it's $20 billion in your side deals or your head, he'd have probably done the same thing. We need transformational change about how we think about the budget and continuing to trip along, continuing resolution to omnibus with exploding caps and supplementals that fund Ukraine or other foreign nations. That is what has put us in this position where you're paying 10% more for beef or 20% more for auto insurance. It's linked back to the devaluation of the American currency that is driven out of Washington, D.C. That's why we're trying to change it. So here's what a few of us said to the speaker, and we had a relatively large group of members. Folks, Byron Donalds, Kat Kammick, Scott Perry, Bob Good, Chip Roy, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We all went and met with Speaker Johnson, and I felt the consensus coming out of that discussion is that we House conservatives are not going to tolerate a government funding bill while the border is open. You have to shut down the border or we will shut down the government. And I don't say that with any twinkle in my eye or any joy or any celebration for a shutdown. I know some of you on the live stream want to shut down, but I live in a district with a whole lot of troops, a whole lot of government contractors who are not at fault for this. The Customs and Border Patrol, who are actually following the law, who care and love our nation, they did not do this, but they will have to disproportionately shoulder the burden of a shutdown, okay? And I don't think some airman abroad or some sailor on the high seas should have to disproportionately shoulder that. I really don't. But we have no choice right now. There are no easy choices in front of us, okay? It is just hard choices. And if we do not get this budget under control, if we do not get this border under control, we are not going to have a country to defend. And so it's not joyful, it's not a pleasurable experience to go through this, but we have to. We have to shut down the border or shut down the government. And all these little games about, modest, little minor adjustments, they function often to virtue signal, not to alter the shape of this corrupt system. So we will have more meetings later today with the speaker, more discussions with cross-section of our conference. We've had moderates and some of the big spending Republicans say, we don't want the border fight in the appropriations fight. As a matter of fact, one told me that just a couple hours ago, said, I just want no chaos and no drama. I don't want the border fight to be included in how we think about government funding. It's just unrealistic. It's going to lead us to being overrun. And so we've got to build a reservoir of courage with House Republicans to fight on the border and to cut spending and to go after the Bidens and to go after the bureaucrats. If we do these things, victory is in sight. But if we do this Schumer deal, I won't be speaking to you next Congress from the position of a member of the House majority. If we do this deal that Chuck Schumer is applauding, we will be out of the majority because our own voters will look at us and say, What have the House Republicans done for me? What did you fight for? And we may fight and lose. We may fight and get rolled anyway. That happens a lot here. It's happened a lot to me over the last 7 years. But if no one is making these arguments and deploying this leverage to fix the border, then what is going to be left to fight over or preside over? Anyway, appreciate your help. Appreciate you guys being in the battle. Here's my ask. Here's your homework assignment. Reach out to your members of Congress. Let them know that you want to shut down the border or shut down the government. And if you do that, just maybe we'll build enough courage among House Republicans to be able to go to battle for you and to win, because that is what you deserve. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel with notifications turned on. You won't want to miss any of the breaking news.